Hello. Is this He-Man?
It's like, oh, wow, there it is.
This is the Skeletor podcast.
I love that. It's like, there it is. John Skeletor. It's like he's just like, what the fuck is happening?
You are totally the biggest mark.
And I have half the brains that you do.
Hulk Hogan, you can go to hell.
And all these people are a bunch of stinking bums, aren't you?
Reigning United States Heavyweight Champion Bret Hitman Clark.
Hi, everybody. Hey, it's late to the Nitro Party. We're back here again.
What?
We are all together in the same room.
We are
here.
live from the land that time forgot.
We are live from a hole in the wall.
Do you have a cell phone? Do you have a satellite phone? Do you have a tin can with string between it? If the answer to any of those questions is yes, you are fucked here. There is no reception.
Yeah, I wondered why. I'm glad to see you actually have a real voicemail now.
Oh, I finally set it up because my girlfriend was yelling at me.
It's not like just like heavy breathing on the voicemail.
That was
message.
my old voicemail message was a sigh of displeasure with having to fucking record my own voice.
My voicemail message is like the second one I ever did, and I think it's the same one it has been since I was 18.
From 2002.
Yeah.
So, hey, we're gonna be looking at Nitro from December 11th, 1995 in Charlotte, North Carolina. So, Flair country. Love it. Independence Arena in Charlotte, North Carolina. So, one thing we will see about this show, because this is WCW country, attendance of this show is only 4,500 people.
It's Flair country.
But this is the best ratio to... They can't see you doing
I know,
that.
that's the point.
It's radio. Stop giving... He is horsemanning the microphone. Attendance to this show is 4,500, but 3,900 of them actually paid for their ticket. So, like, we're talking, do the math there.
Someone please do the math.
85% of the people actually paid to come see it.
That's probably not an accurate figure.
They paid to come see Ric Flair.
We can't do percentages.
Yeah. Nielsen rating 2.6. Raw was a 2.5. So this is the second week in a row Nitro's come out on top in the Monday Night War.
Yay.
So pull it up on the network and press play in 3, 2, 1. Play.
That woo was unplanned, by the way. I hope for work I never have to
when
go
you say
on a business trip, because if my boss is like, "Oh, we're sending you to Charlotte," I will woo that motherfucker.
If you say Charlotte, North Carolina, you have to woo. If you say Greensboro Coliseum, you have to woo. I'm sure there's others, but
yeah,
Rome, Georgia, woo.
Go there sometime. There's 800.
So we are in Charlotte now, baby.
If you will.
We did the one with Charles Barkley on it already.
Yeah.
We're recording this a lot sooner after our last recording session, so I'm all screwed up.
Look at those graphics.
Timeline. That'll give you a seizure.
That is a Nitro strobe light.
I want one of those.
I want that filter.
Yeah.
To just put on my wall.
That would be good.
That would be awesome, yeah.
You got a wedding coming up. You guys could have that projected.
Oh, yeah, that'd be good. So you'll notice there's already a match in the ring, and they don't really acknowledge it, but there was two wrestlers standing there. You can't really see who they are, but...
Have we determined what that mascot is yet?
It's a cat.
It's a cat.
It's a large cat. I'm not sure of the name of it. I will have to do research.
The WCW Puma.
Like Flair takes bumps from him and shit. I wonder if Bischoff has a... Heenan makes a 50-year-old television reference.
Yeah.
Johnny Carson?
Well, Who Do You Trust?
Oh.
It was like a game show.
Gotcha.
I wonder if Bischoff just has a closet full of black turtlenecks,
He
like
does.
Ernest P. Worrell.
Yeah, exactly.
Wait, so Bischoff's acting like he's surprised even though the two guys were waiting in the ring for him?
Yeah, basically. He's like, oh, we didn't know this was going to happen, so we got Eddie Guerrero and JL here.
So so if they indeed didn't know this was going to happen, this is just an unsanctioned match. It wasn't planned.
Unsanctioned street fight.
It was actually in the program for the night was supposed to be 20 minutes of the announcers talking, but instead...
But conveniently the ref is there as well, ready to go.
He lives under the ring. That way, even if they're in the semi between cities and a match breaks out, he can just crawl out.
Yeah.
This is towards the end of Jerry Lynn's WCW tenure. Here in a couple weeks, we'll see it happen in a match with Dean Malenko. He breaks his arm.
Yeah.
Oh, legit?
And that's pretty much the end of him. I think it's in a couple weeks from this Nitro.
Eddie, Queens, he barely touched him there.
Yeah.
I mean, he made contact.
He made it look very good, but very safe.
Hey, it's Dog the Bounty Hunter.
Yeah, that was a hell of a mullet on that guy. Eddie's still getting a pretty good push. I like to see it.
Yeah.
That's one thing they need to do more of, in my opinion, is one counts. Just like that.
Yep.
When's the last time you saw a one count in a WWE match?
Yeah.
It doesn't happen.
I like that guy. The guy looks like Arn Anderson's fat cousin.
Looks like Ole. You mean Ole Anderson? So
look at he just like loving life over there.
Oh yeah, I would be too.
He doesn't even know that guy he's talking to.
This is great.
Have you ever seen anything like that?
You see that Mexican guy do that flippy deal? So Bischoff says something incredibly racist. They're talking about Starrcade. Team WCW versus Team New Japan. And they say, Team WCW isn't going to be a cakewalk for New Japan. And then Bischoff goes, well, rice cakewalk maybe. It's like, Jesus!
That not only is racist, but it makes no sense.
It's a dumb joke, but it's racist.
Yeah.
We have is that an armed policeman at ringside working security?
Hold on, this might be...
Maybe not. Maybe he's
No, I think we've got something even bigger going on.
What's that?
Someone just went outside of the ring and wasn't followed.
Oh?
They actually waited for him to get back in the ring.
Waited for him to get back in the
ring.
There
was sportsmanship.
Well, it wasn't. We're not fighting on the outside. It allows Eddie to, if you wanna say he's being the heel by sliding out and waiting.
Yeah.
Getting his composure, avoiding it. I mean, that's a component. That's a device in wrestling.
Yeah.
And if you don't let them do that, you take that away.
I think a lady in the front row just got sweat splashed on her from Eddie because she made a very unpleasant face when he hit that rail. Nice cannonball maneuver.
Yeah. No. See, and I feel like that has more credibility now because you let him get out once.
Yep.
He didn't bother him. Now Eddie gets out.
Like, damn it.
He's getting his composure, and this time he gets.
I really don't know. This is almost a babyface match, but Eddie, in my opinion, Eddie's best work is as a heel, working against Rey Mysterio here in a couple years.
Yep.
When he is just a smarmy, cheat to win heel, that's his best work.
Yeah, no, and then he gets into that feud with Chavo, and there's some good matches there.
Right. Chavo Guerrero could have been given so much more than he was. I mean, he's just given a stupid-ass gimmick with a freaking hobby horse and all that. But
is he still around? Like, is he doing anything?
He's in Lucha Underground.
Oh, really?
Yep. I think he's still wrestling.
Is Pepe?
Yeah, Pepe. Jesus. Remember when they gave him that gimmick in the Fed, that Kerwin White?
Probably when I wasn't
Look
watching.
that shit.
Oh yeah.
He basically, it's Chavo Guerrero, obviously Hispanic. So I think this is the end of the match. I'm not sure. Yeah, quick roll up, little pinning combination, and that's the end. So,
Kerwin White.
Kerwin White, Chavo Guerrero. They bleached his hair blonde, put him in a sweater vest, and have him drive a golf cart around, and he's like snooty suburban white guy heel, and they name him Kerwin White.
But they made no real effort to disguise the fact that it was Chavo Guerrero?
No, absolutely not. Anybody that's watched a bit of wrestling knows that it's Chavo Guerrero. And he is, so Vince McMahon, ladies and gentlemen, just...
You hear Cornette's interview about when Nakamura went to WWF that McMahon has no idea how to market a Japanese wrestler.
Zero.
And he always makes him, like the
Just
stereotypical Japanese
it's
guy.
like sneaky heel, Tajiri. Let's give him Great Muta's Green Mist because every Japanese guy knows how to do that.
That's actually a class in Japanese school. Green
Misting.
Mist class.
How to spit poisonous gases at your opponent.
Great opening match, by the way. I think that's I'm sure it won't continue for long, but at least a few years later, that's a taste of what's to come.
Yep.
Opening matches
Just
with two small guys who can work
kind of
their ass
bouncing
off.
around off each other.
Lex Luger's just doing every pose he can think of over there.
I mean,
this is perfect.
This is what he needs. Just stand there and look impressive.
I like to run Luger down, but that's what he's made to do, is to look good. That's what he's worked his
If
life
anybody
on.
has the right to do it at this point, it's
he's
probably him.
not. Listen, he's not after the show. He's not going home and reading fucking books. He's going to the gym so he can look good. So let the fucker look good.
I like what they're doing here because Luger's getting ready to wrestle Savage for the title. They're going all the way back, and they're showing that Luger has Savage's number.
Right.
He got him in the torture rack at Halloween Havoc. He could have broke his arm at World War III.
Right.
And this was bullshit because he should have been champion, and Hogan stopped the count.
Right. Why are you talking, though? You have a manager.
Yeah, well.
Is Jimmy Hart going to fucking wrestle the match for you? Shut your mouth. I don't want to fucking hear your shitty canned interview.
Get the coaster there.
Lex Luger, by the way, if you're out there.
Give us a
We'd
call.
love to have you on the show.
Luger, we rag on Luger a lot, but honestly, the guy has maybe the best look of anybody ever.
Absolutely. He's not bad in the ring. They used him wrong. No one ever made him get better in a lot of ways that he should have.
I mean, that's the thing, is that he had such a good look, he wasn't required to improve on other aspects, and that's not necessarily his fault.
No, not at all.
Can you imagine how great of a super heel he would have been? Because no one ever pushed him to be a great heel.
Right.
When
was always a tweener.
The
but
narcissist
if he just
gimmick, if they would have done that right, he could have been that's a great heel. Just freaking.
Well, and listen, you don't have to be great on the mic to be a great wrestler. Bret Hart amuses me, but not for the right reasons. The guy's one of the best ever, and just not super riveting in an interview.
Put Luger in the Horseman. Don't have him talk. Have him stand back there and be like the muscle.
The muscle, exactly.
Yeah.
I've thought that a million times.
So we get a Starrcade promo here. This is going to be coming up in about 2 weeks, I think. I think we're 2 weeks out from Starrcade.
There should have been, and I know there's a million other angles going on right now, so maybe this should have been pushed off, or I don't know, but there should have been a New Japan invasion angle, a mini invasion angle.
Yeah, and they kind of did that a little bit, but they didn't go real deep with it.
But why do I care? I mean, if I'm a wrestling fan, if I want to see good matches, it's going to be a great event. But from a sports entertainment aspect, why do I care? So the New Japan guys come over here, they beat all our guys, and great. Now I got to watch fucking WCW wrestling when they suck compared to the New Japan guys. Or the New Japan guys come over, they get their ass kicked like I knew they would, and who the fuck cares?
It's the biggest reason why, really, the only successful invasion angle in the history of wrestling, in America at least, they have done stuff in Japan, but NWO.
Yeah.
That's what... Disco Inferno is apparently over.
I think he's
fun.
hilarious.
It's fun.
I mean,
no,
the fans are kind of into this.
It's fun.
Oh, he isn't.
He can work. He's good in the ring.
Oh my God, was that a man or a woman?
I don't know.
Yeesh. I want that Four Horsemen sweater that guy's wearing, with just the pictures of their Tully Blanchard on it. So here we're going to get Disco Inferno versus Paul Orndorff. The battle of the real shitty music gimmicks.
Yeah.
However, the reason why Orndorff's on this card isn't this match. This match goes pretty quick. It's what happens after the match that why Orndorff is here. So we'll see what happens.
My prediction is that Orndorff's gonna pass the torch to Disco.
Mr. T's gonna run out.
He should.
And
WrestleMania
when
1.
we're watching this match, and maybe this is just me being a conspiracy theorist, it looks like towards the end of this match, Orndorff gets fed up with Disco's shit, and he starts stiffing him.
Like legit?
Maybe. I don't know. It looks like Orndorff quits playing his gimmick.
Like you're
and
making
just
a mockery of my business?
Like, he quits playing his gimmick, and he just gets pissed.
Yeah.
Which wouldn't surprise me. I mean,
Well,
Orndorff,
if you hear some of the backstage
he's
stories
one of the
this guy,
toughest, real tough guys.
Yeah.
Who was it that he laid out in the back? Have you
Vader.
Vader. That's
Freaking
right, yeah.
beat the shit out of Vader. They actually, coming up, they are going to reference that.
Oh, really?
Because Vader's out of the company now,
Uh-huh.
so of course we got to run him down and air his dirty
exactly,
laundry about a guy half his size beating his ass. He is soliciting a ring girl.
Yeah.
Check out my 47-year-old ass.
He's pretty well crippled now.
Yeah. Did you watch that Table of Three with him and Piper?
No,
and
I didn't,
Me,
no.
Gene Okerlund. It was before Piper passed away.
Uh-huh.
It was recorded a couple years ago. He don't even look like the same guy.
Uh-huh.
He's got like a big old mustache.
Yeah.
And his
He's skinny.
well,
or-
one of his arms is totally withered.
Yeah,
he
he has
can't
no
use it.
use of it. I don't know.
That's he's definitely a little worse for wear.
He says it's because he played football before this.
Right. A lot
And,
of neck problem.
He said that he's probably had a couple hundred concussions.
Ugh. Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, luckily you didn't start doing wrestling earlier because those guys live forever.
I like the attack him before he gets his jacket off spot so you can tie his hands up in it, which we'll see here in a second, because he tries to get it off, and then he's stuck in his jacket, and he can't get it off, and he's flailing around. So I don't know who the hell's the baby. This is a heel match.
Yeah, it kind of is.
Which I'm fine with. We don't see enough of it, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Both these guys are freaking assholes, basically.
Yeah.
Let's have them fight each other. I'm not sure, but I think people start chanting Orndorff during
Really?
this match. Mongo telling us how it is.
It's sometimes when he opens his mouth, it's
God,
hard
he's
for me to do
bad.
anything but listen to the train wreck.
I can't look at that oldie dude and not laugh.
So right about here is where Orndorff, I'm pretty sure, just starts stiffing the shit out of him. Because he just gets pissed. Like, he quits playing his gimmick and he just gets pissed.
Yeah.
Like, just, like, look at his face. He doesn't... So, left hand that made him famous.
Yeah.
They're talking about him beating up Vader.
Gotcha.
He does look good for a guy his age.
no,
He's pretty
absolutely.
jacked up.
Well, that's the steroids.
This is
Oh my
hilarious.
god.
He can't dance a lick. But like, it just keeps going.
I think that's where The Rock got his inspiration for the People's
That's
Elbow.
it, yeah.
That's exactly what that looked like. That's great.
So that was
A little far back.
so he's gonna win the match with a back suplex.
It was that jiggity elbow drop that
Yeah,
did it,
that's
really.
like it's like the people's elbow or the worm.
Yeah.
If you do a bunch of gyrations before an elbow drop, it makes it more powerful.
Yeah. What's Orndorff's finisher?
Usually just use a straight pile driver.
Okay, that's what I thought.
Yeah. It's one of those things kind of like Jerry Lawler. Yet, like, it's not necessarily finished for most guys, but
Right.
he's perfected it.
Right.
Perfected
Well, and that was
the technique.
one of the things used to be if you if you were in a match early on and you used someone's finisher in the middle of the match, you'd get fucking heat backstage
Yep.
because you
Yep.
used their move as a regular
Takes
fucking
legitimacy
move.
out of the
and
other
it takes
person's
legitimacy, yeah.
And the other thing you'll notice after this match, he pins him. He doesn't gyrate. He doesn't play
Right.
to the crowd. He just walks straight to the back. But it may have something to do with the next segment we have here, so I don't know.
Yeah, you do.
It's like the Wonders, the Oneaters, with the
Oh,
new
eaters.
I didn't even see that.
Yeah, he
I didn't even notice that.
just a little,
Yeah.
play a little more heel tactic.
Right.
Put your foot on the rope. I like it. So listen to the crowd here.
it. It's like they're supposed to be
Huge
heels.
pop. Yeah.
So where's Benoit?
I'm guessing he's probably in Japan or something, probably promoting. He's probably one of the WCW guys they sent over there to promote the
because
star.
he would have been huge over there.
Oh yeah, he's over there.
Yeah.
So
Okay, let's hear this.
yeah, we're just gonna sit back and listen to this promo. So Pillman is going to lose his mind. Exploding
Or
trash
exploded
can.
for no reason. Arn did it once. Bled out in 20 minutes.
Still wrestled the next night.
30-minute time limit draw.
So, all right.
We'll make you a horseman.
So
Flair's like this.
he makes fun of the shark.
He's like, we need to get Flair on the mic. Hold on, yeah.
Guy says 3 words and the crowd goes ape
Yeah.
shit. Pillman's great.
Yeah.
Okay. So, you'll notice Pillman kind of goes off the rails. I don't know if, like, Flair and Arn knew he was going to do that, because Flair just sort of stands there and it's kind of going on too long. I don't know. So, he starts running down people. First of all, he says that he implies that the American Males and Steve McMichael are in a gay, homosexual, like, 3-way relationship. Then he goes on. Here he's talking about Orndorff, you know, yeah, you're a tough guy, you beat up Vader, yada, yada, yada. But my guess is that, hey, we have drinks. What we got there? What are these?
Just drink it and shut up.
Oh, Jesus.
Zach.
So we have Brayton here, just came in with some
hey, guys.
punch.
Oh, Mr. Wonderful. Nice.
Oh, that's pretty good. What is that?
It's a lot of gin, a lot of vodka, and a case of beer, some lemonade.
Is there a name for this?
Porch climbers. We used to drink this.
Porch climbers. Okay. Okay.
Why
so
haven't they killed him yet?
they're getting ready to. Just watch. This is a good segment. So my guess is that Orndorff probably was out. That's probably why that match with Disco didn't last very long.
Right. A set of headphones on there.
He's
You wanna listen to this?
he's out with some probably got to get some surgery done.
Yeah.
So the Horsemen are going to injure him and get him off TV.
Right.
And
So
this
I
way,
guess the match is just to remind everyone that Paul Orndorff's still a guy.
yeah.
Before
And
they shelf
well,
him.
it's giving him a reason to be
Yeah,
out there,
right.
so
That's
that
true.
they can.
That's true.
So what's going to happen here is at least you're in North Carolina. You bring the Horseman out.
Yeah.
They can fuck somebody up,
Right.
and the crowd likes it.
Yeah.
So this is the start of the loose cannon deal where he's just going to go off on these weird, like, shoot-style promos on people.
Right.
And sort of walk the line of breaking kayfabe. Here's something you don't see anymore. Spike pile driver.
Yeah.
When's the last time you saw one of those?
The only thing Pillman's missing is like a bolo tie.
You gotta mess up the audio, Clay.
Yeah.
Hey. Moving the mic a quarter inch is not going to mess up.
Moving the mic a quarter inch will cause this to be our last podcast.
Yeah.
We're going to lose sponsors that we don't have.
Future sponsors.
You're now sponsored by Porch Climbers.
So
they killed him.
Yeah, basically. They milk this for all it's worth. Like halfway through the next match, they're still like carting him out and shit.
Well, he's still laying there, and you've got Heenan coming over there looking very concerned, standing
like,
over
oh my
him.
God.
Oh, no.
Yep.
I love the look on
And
his face, though.
Mongo just constantly goes off about, well, I see this in football one time.
Exactly.
This guy goes down and his arms aren't moving. He's not moving his arms.
Yep. Basically saying he might be paralyzed.
Is this the background from Saved by the Bell?
Yes.
Actually, Brian Pillman sort of looks like a cast member of
It
Saved
is
by
like
the
they
Bell.
just like
So
took
does Alex
Saved by the
Wright.
Bell and
It
like
is.
took out the
And
words.
it's like, oh, Saved by the Bell featuring Eddie Guerrero.
Dude, that should have been a show.
It's Eddie Guerrero basically doesn't even get Eddie Guerrero versus, and Eddie Guerrero's in action, so he's just going to fight some jobber.
Oh, sorry. Last week we were talking about, remember the episode of Boy Meets World where Vader was on it?
Hey, we got to listen to the greatness.
Yeah. As he's being carted off, we get Luger's music.
Yeah, well, you'll see a part here, I think, where Mongo goes off and, oh, he's not moving his arms. He's not moving anything at all.
Did, yeah.
And you hear Shivani, oh, no, yeah, he did.
Or Bischoff.
Bischoff, yeah.
This is Shivani's not on Nitro yet.
Okay.
He's just on pay-per-views.
So Heenan, huh?
It was
Exactly
here where
concerned.
he's like, he's not even moving his arms or legs. That's not good. Yeah, he just
he just did. It's like just totally shit on the angle.
Well, I mean, Mongo's just terrible.
At everything he does.
Yeah.
Really.
He's actually a better wrestler than commentator, if that's possible.
Yeah. I will say, and we'll get to it, Mongo, there's nothing but room for improvement. But as a wrestler, he starts to get a lot better toward the
He
end.
only wrestles like maybe 50, 60 matches.
no,
Didn't they
doesn't
put the
wrestle
U.S.
very
strap on him for a while?
Yeah, for a little bit. Goldberg beat him for it, I think.
Did Goldberg only have the one U.S. title reign?
Yeah.
And then he became
Yeah,
world
then he
champion?
had both of them.
both.
Yeah.
So, we were talking about the other day, I don't think I sent Brayton this text, but yesterday was the 20-year, and you're going to want to blow your brains out after I tell you this. Yesterday was the 20-year anniversary of Scott Hall appearing on Nitro.
Yeah, I follow the Twitters.
If you need to hang yourself while thinking about that, that is the same length of time that WrestleMania 1 was in 2005.
Judging by the turtlenecks, we got a lot of Eric Bischoff fans in the crowd tonight.
In 20 more years, we'll be retired.
I'll be dead.
I'll be dead. Absolutely.
I'm honestly surprised.
Oh, God, it's Hacksaw.
Oh, ain't nothing wrong with Hacksaw.
Well, there's plenty wrong with him.
I mean,
that's the gimmick, is that there's a lot wrong with him.
Just good old-fashioned...
He carries this 2x4 with him all the time. Why doesn't he ever fucking use it?
Because he's a babyface.
Does anyone remember this is way later, but the Nitro where they have the prop 2x4?
Where
it bends?
Yeah, I remember that.
It's like clearly foam rubber.
It's like the one time he uses it and they fuck it up.
It was that right there.
Yeah, it is. It's
was
just
a
like
foam.
one of those.
Hey, that man was the TV champion.
Last one.
Found it in the trash can.
The final TV champion.
So, I guess we're having this match to put Luger over because he hasn't won a match in a while clean without a schmaz.
Yeah, he hasn't been in a whole lot of just legit matches.
You move like in here.
Yeah, it might work
so
better.
that we can probably hear you better. Get in all deep like.
I love it.
That's pretty good. Never had a porch climber before.
Yeah.
It is 9:30, 10 o'clock in the morning, and we're drinking fucking alcohol.
Duggan is visibly winded.
Is that yours?
Yes. Yeah, I just said it there.
Need to write your name with a Sharpie. Here, you can fucking... You don't look very comfortable.
I'm fine.
You're hunched.
So, there are two men wearing wrestling briefs. One of them ought to be, and one of them ought not to be.
Well, Hacksaw's is riding up the back quite a bit.
Dude, Luger, did
that
you see
one
the
show?
one where, oh my God, he got the worst wedgie imaginable,
Just
and you
his whole
ass
eating trunks.
And
you
he just
could
can't
not
pull it
quit.
out. He tries to do it, but
See, they're still milking the Orndorff thing. That's good. I mean, that's good. That's good storytelling. It's selling the shit out of that movie.
And I wonder at this time we're kind of on the line. Had this been 10 years earlier, those EMTs would think it was real.
I mean, honestly, though,
he would be selling this to the EMTs.
They'd be giving chest compressions.
No, absolutely. He would be selling this because the EMTs they wouldn't be smart to the business. And as soon as he got to the hospital room, he'd roll out and walk out the fucking back.
It's like, where'd he go?
Let's see these EMTs again, though, because if I'm laying there in a possibly career-ending, maybe even life-threatening injury, I'm not going to trust the fucking EMT that's got a mullet.
It's 95.
Everyone has mullets in 95.
The thing is, though, it's 1995. It's not 1989 to 91.
When you're talking about Charlotte, North Carolina in 1995.
Grunge is here.
God damn it. Quit adjusting your tights when you're selling a move, Luger. I fucking hate that.
Still on this mullet thing. Like, no one should have a mullet this time, but obviously no one also told Lex Luger because his...
Luger looks good with a mullet.
Luger has a mullet into the year 2000.
Luger doesn't look right without the mullet.
He really doesn't. He looks strange with short hair. Just clubbing.
See, look at this guy.
He's got like a rat tail.
It's just I mean, again, it is North Carolina.
That's like Ray Traylor's brother. They're like, hey, we need you to play an EMT on Nitro. Yeah, man.
Old Bubba.
Ray Traylor's less talented brother, Joe.
If there's any way possible to be less talented than Ray Traylor.
Oh, it is.
Obviously.
Ray Traylor's good.
No, he's not.
Yes, he is.
Terrible.
This is the debates we get in.
Where
it's like, fuck you, you don't like Ray Traylor.
I enjoyed his WWF matches with the Mountie and Nails.
So here he goes. He's taping up his fist poorly.
Yeah, not even real tape. He's just swirling it around.
That's how he does it.
Well,
so
this is gonna.
He has autism.
Well.
Oh, bumped his head into the 2x4. This is impressive to get.
Nothing.
Took no effort to get Hacksaw up in the rack.
Again, that's the steroid.
So didn't he just get the big show in the rack a few weeks earlier or something? Or am I dreaming about
the giant, Zach?
Whatever.
Has that happened yet?
I thought he put the big show in the rack one day.
No, because they're both... No, because Lucius...
He does eventually. I think that's like NWO.
Okay, I'm just...
No, he's still a douche tweener. He hasn't turned on the Dungeon of Doom yet.
Did you about call him Lucius Luger or something?
Yeah. No, he's douche tweener Luger.
I just want to know, like, what mall Jimmy Hart gets his jackets airbrushed.
Isn't that awesome? We were talking about that last week. It's like the jacket with just a...
Like he's
with
gonna
Lex
have
Luger.
He's gonna have a fucking closet somewhere just full of jackets.
And I said it then. I would wear that for a winter coat at my job. Like I would walk into my business job.
Who's the worst person he's ever managed, though?
Well,
anybody in the Dungeon of Doom.
Well, yeah.
Holy God, look at that. Looks like a flower pot.
Yes.
There's a lot going on there.
A lot going on.
Look at that belt.
This is a pretty good promo, if I remember correctly, but it's Savage, so usually it's pretty good.
Even the horrible ones are
in
good.
a coked out sort of way.
I mean...
What's the best
He's chewing the side of his face off right now.
Cream of the crop?
Cream of the crop's hard to beat.
Cream of the crop's hard to beat.
Too sweet
I'm
to be
not.
sour.
I'm not talking is fantastic with Sting. The tag.
Yeah.
Was that prior Nitro?
Yeah.
That's before.
Nitro.
There was one right after the NWO, like literally the Nitro after Bash at the Beach, where Savage comes out to rescue Sting from the Outsiders.
Right.
And I watched it a few weeks ago, and you didn't know what the fuck he was saying. He just goes on this tangent.
He goes on a tirade.
And it's just...
Those are the best ones.
That's the beauty of the Macho Man.
The old one where he keeps... Him and Okerlund have great back and forth with each other.
Yeah, they do.
And Okerlund's like a 360, a 180, and he keeps like turning his back to the camera, so he's trying to get him to face the camera. And then one more question, and he runs off camera. You hear him, no more questions, and that's the end of the promo.
I like one of the things that Savage's gimmick has done. It's almost like The Undertaker.
You can barely hear it.
Outside of the American Badass gimmick, The Undertaker has kind of tweaked the Undertaker gimmick 3 or 4
we do
times.
that because it picks up on there.
Like first he was a literal Undertaker.
Yeah, because Savage is still a lunatic later on in the NWO, but it's kind of he gets more paranoid. He's more dangerous.
He gets way more violent.
Yeah, he gets more violent.
It was the post-NWO thing where the most dangerous man in wrestling is like a 56-year-old Macho Man.
Right? Yeah, because he was.
He's the most dangerous man in any zip code that he was at until the day he died.
That time.
He's like a centimeter. There.
Slim Jim promo. Here now.
Man, I should have brought more Slim Jims.
Except the Slim Jims are terrible. The only reason I ate Slim Jims as a kid was because
of
Randy
Randy
was
Savage.
peddling
That's
them.
the only reason the company
It's
still
like
exists.
I've tried them now, and oh my god, they're terrible.
They're not good.
They even try to they still try to keep the gruff voiced guy over it too.
No, we had a taste test at the Nitro Party where these guys came down. I've got some pictures.
God damn it!
How many?
Listen to the crowd. I mean, they are fucking hot.
Well, there's no bigger pop than North Carolina with Ric Flair.
Greensboro or Charlotte when Ric Flair comes out. People lose their fucking mind.
This is mid-Atlantic territory.
Sometimes at home.
This is where Flair still kind of looks good, where he's not completely drank himself to.
Yeah, he looked. He
still got his hair.
He has aged a lot in the last 20 years.
In honor of Arn Anderson, sometimes at home on the weekend, I like to put on my snow boots, my underpants, and a windbreaker.
And your members only jacket.
It says Enforcer on the back of it.
I just vacuum like that.
You need some more chest hair for that, though.
I've got a toupee.
Sometimes I let my hair grow on top a little bit long, where it's not quite
like a comb
full,
over.
but comb over, and you can tell, like, dude, it's just time to let that shit go. But not Arn.
The thing we'll see here in this match is it honestly reminds me a lot of what's going on right now in the Fed. You have the clear quote-unquote heel team, Flair and Arn, and the crowd's like, it'd be like Seth Rollins or somebody like that. He's a heel, but the crowd are like, oh yeah, I lose my mind because I like you.
It's because
and then Hogan comes out and they boo the literal piss
Even though he's
out
supposed
of
to be
him.
the face.
The biggest baby face in the
the main
company.
event?
Yes.
Shit.
Jesus, it's
Look at the
20
time left.
minute main event.
Well,
Jesus Christ.
this is when Nitro starts going long.
Right.
So we've got plenty
The main
of time.
event finishes, but then it's like they throw like filler shit at the end.
There's always a
There's
promo.
promos, and then
Yeah.
like, oh, here's some fucking dark match
and
we
the
didn't
announcers
show
have
you.
to talk about it afterwards.
Yeah.
Yeah, Sting gets booed here. That's how much Flair.
Well, there was a lot
over.
of feuds between Flair and Sting back in the day where they probably just no matter what, it's Flair.
When can you remember Sting? Sting never gets booed.
Yeah.
I don't know what that sign's supposed to be. Did you see? It's just people holding up random numbers.
I mean, I kind of booed Wolfpack Sting.
Wolfpack Sting kind of sucked.
Yeah, that didn't really exist. That never happened.
That was a bad time in his
It's like the
career.
fourth
It wasn't
Indiana
his
Jones
fault.
movie.
It's freaking Russo.
No, it's like the fourth Indiana Jones movie that they were going to make, but then they never did. And that time I went to the theater and I sat there with the dark screen for 2.5 hours.
Never really happened.
Did you hear about the next one they're not making?
Yeah. No, it'll be awesome. They're gonna
There was a
make
guy
next
in the
one.
crowd taking a picture with a Kodak disposable camera.
Nice.
That's 90s.
Disposable cameras were fairly new at this time, I think.
Yeah. Pretty new thing. So Hogan's getting booed to shit right now.
That's a stupid
Because
shirt.
everyone's fucking tired of it.
We don't get Hogan. Hogan comes out to Sting's music.
I know. That's
Well, they're playing the thing. What's going on, man? We didn't come out together. What the
They
fuck?
just-
Jesus,
well-
that shirt just fell apart.
Well,
It was made out
made
of
out
fruit roll-ups. It's like edible fucking underwear.
Well, Eric Bischoff saw them on the flight, and they didn't even talk to each other. They didn't dress in the same dressing room.
Yeah, there's dissension.
There's something going on there. We don't know what's going on with Luger.
That's been the scenario for every Nitro.
Yeah.
We don't know what so-and-so's like
it's like Luger, Sting, Hogan, Savage.
And it's and the best part, what makes it come off as realistic, is that it's a shoot. No one does fucking know.
No one really knows.
Because they write this shit on the way to the
on
fucking
the
arena.
fly. Right.
I like how Arn can grow the
so-
hair across the front.
Could you hear the huge Hogan sucks chant?
I couldn't hear that, no.
There's more of them coming. So two legends of the business, right? Really, everybody in this match right now. Did he have a hole in his pants?
He like a blood stain or a hole, one or the other.
I think he has a hole in his trunks. But fight going on in the crowd.
Good.
Probably a Sting fan and a Flair
It's
fan.
Ole's fighting somebody.
Whenever you see people looking one direction, there's usually a fight.
We know, Slamboree, remember
every
that?
pro wrestling event I've ever been to, a fight's broken out.
Well, also, this is wrestling.
That was nice. That's an actual wrestling move.
Yeah.
This is Southern wrestling.
Blocks a hip toss
this
into a
is
fireman's
wrestling
carry.
in North Carolina.
Goddamn fucking.
It's
I
somebody
wish
getting-
Arn Anderson was my dad.
It was some Sting fan getting pissed saying something about Ric Flair.
Some
You
Flair
don't
fan.
say that about the Nature Boy.
Just punches him in the mouth.
I'm gonna punch you in the mouth. Thing is, it was probably like a fucking 70-year-old woman punching somebody.
Yeah.
Because they love their wrestling.
Sting's face paint came immediately off with that one headlock.
It's made out of the same thing as Hogan's shirt.
It's like latex.
Or Arn Anderson just puts a headlock on that fucking hard.
He probably does.
Well, Arn Anderson is known for his variety of headlocks.
That is Sting. Sting's huge, and he can jump. He has what's his vertical leap?
It's insane.
He can frickin' his stinger splashes at this time. He gets some frickin' height on him.
The thing is, Sting's huge now, but back whenever he was tag teaming with the Warrior, he was even friggin' bigger.
Yeah. Well, he's riding around in a car with Jim Hellwig, for God's sakes.
They did nothing but steroids and lifted.
Steroids and tuna and Waffle House.
On the entryways that are raised, so they're level with the ring apron, on those, Sting can run and clear the ropes by 2 feet and hit someone. You know, he's
look at Arn just work this.
Yeah.
Just plays it to the hill. Worker. He's so good at just the little things, the little minutia.
You know, looking at Hogan's haircut,
dude,
I feel like he should be a heel.
People are losing their fucking mind when Flair gets
Is it bad that Arn Anderson's hair looks better than Hogan's at this point?
It does. Yeah. Hogan's gimmick should be Carl from Aqua Teen.
Blonde Carl.
Hey, there, can't help but noticing you're in my pool there.
Like, that should be Hogan's gimmick.
So Hogan does a lot of no-selling, per usual.
Well, in a way, isn't that kind of his gimmick anyway, because Hogan's just a giant dick?
Basically.
So he kind of is Carl.
His gimmick is that his power comes from the other guy's finisher.
Didn't Savage wake him up with the elbow?
Yes, which is like the most kayfabe-shattering thing in the universe. Was that's like probably coming up, I think.
It might be.
Or it maybe already happened. I can't remember.
I thought that was like Mega Powers days and that happened. Or is it after this?
Someone
I think
on
it was
the
in WCW.
Really? Oh.
I've got my own fucking
this
theories.
is great spot. Boop. Ah!
I love it. Non-move, but it's great.
Yeah, I mean, it sounds good because your hands clap.
There at the
but
end,
yeah.
Anytime a finisher doesn't finish someone, it just really takes away from the fact that it's a finisher.
Which is every match.
Oh,
today.
you mean
it's
I don't
terrible.
know, AJ Styles hitting Roman Reigns with 2 Styles clashes, one of which being Hogan.
On a chair.
Hogan can't get Arn up in the choke spot.
No.
On a chair, and he kicks out one spear, boom, over. Fuck you.
No, that's kind of like the Cornette idea for when Hart dropped the strap in Montreal was put him in against Shamrock.
Yeah,
Shamrock will finish him.
Yeah, because that's one of my favorite Cornette interviews. Is like, what happens if Shawn cinches up on a small package? What's going to happen is Bret's going to kick out in 2 3/4 and beat the literal fuck out of him on live pay-per-view. Because Shawn Michaels, he's a real talented guy. He ain't worth a fuck in a fight.
Yeah.
No. That's why he had Nash and Hall
Nash
and
and
everybody
Hall
else
and
around him.
Davey Boy Smith. And
In that Nash interview that I was listening to on Austin's podcast, he was talking about when he first got in with what would later become the Clique. He gets in with Michaels and Hall, and they're like, hey, you can ride with us, whatever. And he gets in the car, and they're like, oh, and by the way, everybody fucking hates us.
Yeah.
Well, that's what Michaels, when he brought Nash in, when Nash was Vinny Vegas.
Yeah.
He said Nash sends like a telex, a fax from the other side of the arena. And he said, hey, I want you to ride with me, we're going to do good things together, I think. He's like, also, no one likes me here,
so get ready for bullshit.
You wouldn't hurt to have a
and
big
that's
guy.
that's why they brought Nash over. No one would sell for Michaels. So Nash as the bodyguard, he could get guys to sell.
Sting has, and I know this is a pretty basic move, Sting has one of the best just standing from a dead stop drop kicks.
Absolutely.
Gets great height on it.
He's explosive as shit.
Incredibly good athlete.
A lot of fast twitch muscle fiber, I guess.
Yeah.
Sure.
Science.
He blinded me with science.
I'm sorry I missed the first part of this episode, but who was it? It was Eddie Guerrero and
and Jerry
JL.
Lynn.
And
Mr.
they sit
JL.
there, in jail. They're sitting there talking him up how Eddie Guerrero is one of the greatest wrestlers ever. And in true WCW fashion, we're gonna bury the shit out of this guy and let him go to another organization. and excel.
I mean, you can say that about a lot of guys.
We're just
Jesus
gonna
Christ,
keep
Chris Jericho.
We're gonna keep pushing Macho Man, Flair, and Hogan.
Yep.
And we're going to bury all the talent.
It's because they're paying them so damn
And why
much.
the fuck is WCW not around today? Because of that.
No,
Vince Russo.
And AOL Time Warner.
And AOL
Honestly, that's probably the biggest
Literally,
reason.
the only reason they're around is because of the merger.
And as much as I love Kevin Nash, stop giving him powers to book his own matches and everyone else's.
I really like that Sting a lot of times will no-sell that inverted atomic drop spot.
Yep.
That time he sold it.
Yeah.
If you're like Hogan and you no-sell the same shit every time,
Right.
it becomes stupid. Schmaz. Nice. Cool
Oh,
spot.
yeah.
Well, that makes sense.
Yeah. And Sting went for it.
Hogan's
kind of
just losing his mind. Hey, he had 5 seconds to get out of the ring, Hogan. That's he's within the rules. Oh, God. Shit is breaking down. Luger's sneaking around. Oh,
it's Hogan versus the man who would be Hogan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No shit. Future Hogan.
Yes.
Yeah, fuck him up.
Well, it's because Hogan won't fucking sell for him, so Luger's like, fuck you, I'm just going to pick you up.
Yeah, what are you going to do now? You don't want me to drop you?
Did they run back away?
Yeah, they just
That's
fucked
amazing.
Hogan up and left.
Yep.
As they
Great.
should,
I
so the
love
ref
that.
doesn't get wise to
No,
it.
that's perfect. Jimmy Hart keeps him busy.
So now
and-
you're going to see good tag team psychology. They're going to work over Sting's leg. Hogan's on the mat. He won't be able to make a tag. Fuck you, Mongo.
Yeah, why is the commentator rooting for someone?
Well, yeah. They should be objective.
It's
Like,
one-
knee
no, it's-
drop on the knee. I like that.
The thing, I mean, it's okay to have a rooting interest. Like when Jerry Lawler was the heel, always rooted for every heel. When Heenan was
Heenan, one thing I like that he does, he will root for guys he formerly managed, and he'll bring that up. That's
like half the WCW.
Yeah, it's
roster.
like, I managed this guy, he's great.
And Ventura was always good at pointing out things like faces doing heel moves. And
yeah, it's like,
playing
come
the
on,
role.
Rhett. Oh, he did that to Hogan all day.
His gimmick was, it was almost like conservative newscasting. Just really good argument for the wrong thing being right.
Just Bill O'Reilly.
Yeah, exactly.
That's
It's in
just
the
how
same sort of
commentators have to be. You have to have the guy that roots
Right.
for everything that the fans don't want, and then
Right.
the guy that's the voice of reason.
So just
but
like
you have to do
wrestling,
it
you have to
clever.
have your commentators. You have to have a heel and a face.
That's
for that.
why
Like,
Heenan's so good at it, because Heenan makes good points. It's
Right.
like, oh no, that's not heelish, that's smart.
Right. And
which
you,
it is.
And you have to be clever about that. You can't just childishly root for one side and the
Which
other.
is how it is now.
Right.
Which is what's
JBL, John, whatever the fuck
Yeah.
his name is, just like, oh yeah, like,
Well,
there's no
when
psychology.
Shivani
there.
gets here, you're gonna hear that, and his one syllable or man, Goldberg.
Go-
Every time, Goldberg.
Goldberg.
Like, what are you saying?
Greatest night in the history of our sport.
it?
I do.
The two biggest pops in wrestling were Flair coming back, '98, and
When-
Goldberg winning the title.
At
The biggest.
July 6th, 1998.
Worst birthday ever.
That was the
Well,
two
you were
biggest
rooting for
pops.
Hogan?
Yeah, I was rooting for Hogan.
Oh, I
You
remember
didn't
I was
know
on
any
the freaking
better.
couch doing backflips when
No,
that
I
happened.
wasn't
I was
rooting
so
for
excited.
Hogan. I was
Oh, I'm
rooting
pretty sure
against
Bash at the
Goldberg.
Beach '96. I mean, it was a pop, but it was not.
It was an
was a-
anti-pop.
Which
Yeah.
is
better.
great
yeah,
Primus
it's
album,
great
by
if
the
you're a
way.
heel. Yeah,
But-
anti-pop. Yeah.
Well, Jesus, when's the last time you saw people throw shit into a wrestling ring? That's the last
It got
time it's
fucking nuts.
happened. That's some
No,
crazy.
the when Goldberg beat Hogan.
Yeah.
As soon as he had him up, as soon as the spear came and he had him up in the
People-
jackhammer, people
people-
were throwing toilet paper. And
People
shit.
threw the babies in the
Yep.
air. So we got Sting in a figure 4. I bet he doesn't tap.
Also, another reason WCW's bankrupt. That shit was on free TV.
Yeah, and we're gonna get to that. That'll be
Did you read that book of Clay's?
No. Oh, I've read it
Yeah,
halfway
WCW.
through it.
Let's give the biggest moment for our top baby face away on
Yeah.
free TV.
That could have been the main event of Starrcade and been better than Sting Hogan.
Yeah,
Sting Hogan sucked in the
without
end,
a doubt.
But
Everything Hogan sucked.
yeah,
I'll get Flair.
These are always great moments.
Yeah, Flair's so good. It just his facial expressions. That's a good spot. That's a tag.
It's a tag,
Get
yeah.
in. Ref didn't see it.
Didn't see it.
He wasn't holding the tag rope.
So my
It's like,
question
get in
is,
there, Arn. Fucking.
I say, when can you arbitrarily come in and break up a pin or anything? Oh, but it's okay if Hogan
Yep.
does.
Didn't see the tag that
That's
away.
good. I like that spot because he stops Arn the first time,
Yep. Then Arn switches.
and then Hogan foolishly jumps in.
Yep.
so they acknowledging the tag now. Or
They,
just
yeah,
Arn's
Randy
in?
Anderson didn't see it, but he's overwhelmed
It's
by
not
what's
the story
going
of
on.
Hulk's whole career. Hogan foolishly jumps into one thing to the next.
So Sting's doing most of the selling here because God forbid Hogan sell a freaking move.
He won't.
But
How?
he just he just refuses to.
Sorry, brother.
He refuses for anybody to get over on him.
Yeah.
What was the The Rumble that
Rumble
Hennig was
90
supposed to
or
win.
91, Mr. Perfect Kurt Hennig's supposed to win it. Nope. Change that finish.
Also, for fans of the network, you should check out, it's the WWE list that's on there. Started watching that last night. I watched the top vignettes.
Top 10 times Hogan fucked somebody over.
No, the top vignettes. Mr. Perfect's vignettes are great, but then what it does is it shows all the times that he fucks up and doesn't make the shot or whatever.
Nice.
So it shows like the blooper reel.
Like he makes it on take 30.
Yeah.
Because it's like, oh, he's bowling a 300 game.
Look at that
and
paint hang off
Paint
his
hanging
face.
off in a piece. Yeah, that's latex paint.
Yeah. He must have switched up his paint because that usually doesn't happen.
Yep, it's latex paint. That's why it's coming off in a chunk.
I mean, 3 out of the 4 guys in this match are world-class sellers, workers. I mean, it doesn't get a whole lot better than this. And this match is getting the amount of time it deserves, too.
And in Flair and Hogan, you've got 2 of the best mic guys, the best promo cutters.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, Hogan can talk. I mean,
they're canned and they're boring, and you can say they're all the same thing, but fuck, it worked. Like, it...
Arn just made a great non-move look devastating.
Oh, he sold the absolute piss out of it.
Here's Hogan's.
Oh, get ready for it. God damn it. And he makes it look good.
Yep.
Spine buster. Boom! And then
sells
it for 1 second.
Yeah, I'm surprised he actually even took it. Didn't stand straight up and try. Like, nope, sorry.
He at least sold it for a half a second. God damn it.
Uh-oh, here it goes.
Yeah,
He's
it's
just the most
fucking
powerful
over.
man.
God damn it. Fucking Arn spine buster's the best
Oh,
in
that was a
history.
terrible boot.
That was a
boot.
worse boot. And leg drop. I do like this, that
Splash.
Sting, so that Flair can't break up the pin, match over.
He's getting up before the fucking 3 count hits the mat.
Yeah. Fuck yeah. Fuck him up, Pillman. All right.
The eye rake.
Let's go. Beat ass.
How different of styles is Hulk Hogan and Brian Pillman?
Yeah, no shit. You don't see those two guys.
They
probably
would never
That would
put
be
him
the
in
worst
ring.
match ever.
Remember when Hogan, towards the end of WCW, had the program with Billy Kidman?
Yeah.
And
I
it's like,
this doesn't work.
This doesn't work at all.
I say, what side's douche?
Well, he just told
Luger gonna
he
be
basically
on?
pulled him off Sting and told him just beat up Hogan.
Nobody likes him.
Which is
anyhow.
honestly the whole plan of everyone in WCW at this point,
Yeah.
because no one likes him.
So the angle here is who's
He's
Luger?
like, no, it's
What's
fine.
his-
Let him kick his ass.
What's Luger's spot in this angle?
He's trying to protect Sting.
He's trying to help his buddy out, not get his ass whipped, but he's
It's still
conflicted.
playing that Luger's a heel when it comes to everyone but Sting.
Yeah. He has a soft spot, and here comes
He got
Macho Man.
savage with
He doesn't
his-
give a fuck about
Look
anybody.
at those cowboy boots. I want some.
Oh!
You can't trust anybody. Oh.
That's a little crazy, actually. I mean,
Yeah,
Sting
people
knocking out
reacted.
Macho Man.
See, and he's like,
oh,
oh,
I didn't mean
fuck,
to.
it got the better
It's
of
an
me.
accident.
Oh yeah,
Dude,
fuck.
Macho Man would do more than slap a motherfucker for hitting him.
Yeah, he'll like fucking kill your whole family.
Yeah.
See, this I like. I
Look
like
at his
the
guy-
accidental
look at those
punch to
fucking
Macho Man, and now
boots.
Sting's all.
Those
See,
are
but now
ridiculous.
look at this. Luger, we've been trying to sell Luger in this spot of, he comes out and we're not sure what side he's on and selling animosity between everyone. Sting and Macho accomplish more in 2 seconds.
I'm into this.
Yeah, no,
and I never
absolutely.
cared
Yeah.
about Luger.
Yeah, don't give a shit about Luger or Hogan, but you hadn't seen interaction between those two in this whole love triangle. Oh, look at this guy! Look at this guy! Rips the Hogan thing, and then it's
great.
And
Oh.
yes,
That's the
Just
best part of the show.
That guy is quintessential WCW fan. Atlanta
Oh,
Braves hat. That is the best thing we've seen so far on
And
this
throws
podcast.
it in at Macho.
Yeah, threw it at him.
That needs to be made into a GIF.
Yes,
so
it
you
does.
put all over the internet.
Yes.
All over the internet.
That
His
was
eyes were
fantastic.
fucking intense.
He was into it. That is freaking awesome.
I'm surprised Bischoff didn't give that guy a job after
Oh,
that.
shit.
Can you just be a flare mark that will put you as a
Yeah.
plant in the front row and you can throw shit at Hogan for the next couple of years?
Is
He
Macho
looked
Man's
like-
shirt made out of trash bags or?
It's made out of
pleather, I
land.
assume.
It's made out of landscaping
That
plastic.
that fan looked like the dad from Pete and Pete.
You're not gonna drink this?
It's actually really good.
You want it?
It's okay.
It's lemonade.
Drink it.
It kind of tastes like lemonade that someone left in
Left
the trunk,
out.
in the trunk of an old Impala.
It kind of tastes like lemonade
That's
that
the
someone threw a lot of
Keystone
alcohol
kicking in
into.
that.
I'm gonna drink it if you're
Drink
not
it.
going to. All right.
fine.
I'll fucking do it.
Got a whole cooler of it up there.
God.
It's all gonna be gone
Sting
before this
looks
night's over.
remarkably like a raccoon. Look, now just wait till they show his face and He's got that black around the eyes.
He could have ran the Eric Cartman, the Coon gimmick.
Coon and Friends.
You're not raping anyone tonight.
Just get Hogan out of the ring and let them others two talk.
No shit.
Hogan is
Come on,
not going to
brother,
let
let's go
anyone.
get some Pastamania.
There's a microphone and Hogan's
Yeah.
around.
Yeah.
His ass is going to be heard.
Nobody-
No, it's the
whether
end
you
of
like it or
Nitro.
not.
Hogan is around.
Yep, got to be in that main event spot, brother.
So why is Macho Man's elbow wrapped up at this point? I don't remember.
Well, they've had a
All the
gimmick
elbow
where
drops.
Taskmaster injured it. Giant, like he's had arm injuries.
but he's so fucking crazy, he's going to drop it anyway.
He won the
Kayfabe
gimmick was
arm
he won the
injuries.
title at World War III with an injured arm. So they really put Savage over pretty big there.
Just shut up.
Just people hate this.
Hogan going after the Giant is like Al Gore going after Man Bear Pig. He's like, all right, guys, now that we're all friends, let's go get that dirty Giant. What the fuck are you talking about? No one's worried about the Giant. The Dungeon of Doom didn't even have a fucking segment tonight.
Yeah.
Hallelujah.
Holy shit! That's I think
right.
the first Nitro we've had with no Dungeon
hold
of
on.
Doom.
Let's
segment.
all shut the fuck up. There's 2 minutes left. They could still
Oh
ruin it.
God, you're right. They could fuck this up for everybody. Yeah, no Giant, no Taskmaster.
Hogan's like,
no-
hey guys, can I get in the guys? No, okay.
No, fuck
Cool.
you.
All right, whatever.
The fan Ole had a Slim Jim in his hand.
Did he?
I know.
That's awesome.
Handed to Macho
This
Man.
crowd's fun. They should do a few weeks.
Do it. They need to be in Greensboro at least once. Greensboro or Charlotte once
Does
a month.
Mongo have a
Once month.
sword
Yeah.
and a skull and flames on that
Yes.
jacket sleeve?
That
His
is a-
outfits get more outlandish. every
Holy
week.
shit, that guy's badass.
Dog matches.
I mean,
He played for
because
the '85 Bears, you know.
I
I don't know if
understand
you
this,
knew
and as a
that.
Bears fan, that's fine, but no one gives a fuck about Mongo.
He'll remind you of it.
Yeah.
Oh, I know. Jim McMahon played for the '85 Bears. That doesn't mean he's the greatest quarterback ever.
Yeah.
He should
In my
have
eyes,
been a
he is.
Horseman.
Honestly, that would
Jim
kind
McMahon would
of
have probably been great on the
that
mic.
would kind of work. Punky QB, man.
He'd have been great on the mic.
Ditka should have been their manager. The Horseman's manager.
I wonder when they bring back. I wonder what J.J. Dillon's doing at this time.
J.J. Dillon in the once the NWO
He's in
starts
WWF
up.
at this time.
Yeah, he's
isn't
in. He's
Is
in
he,
the
is he like an
Federation.
agent or a booker? Or
Yeah, he's
something,
like their talent agent.
Okay.
He's JJ's the guy that
didn't know
sends
that.
that helps JJ, Rick Steiner, and Shawn Michaels are the ones that help contact Nash while he's still in WCW as Vinny Vegas.
Gotcha. Okay.
They bring JJ gets really big during when the Horsemen are disbanded. He gets big during remember the Jericho.
He's like the commissioner.
He's the
Yeah.
commissioner.
Yeah.
The Jojo Dillon.
Jojo Dillon.
Dillon.
Cupcakes.
Yeah.
And see, you let that guy go. Chris Jericho was my favorite fucking part of Nitro.
He was always
He
great.
had some
great.
awesome segments. Yeah.
And I mentioned this last
Armball.
week, Brayden. You know, we were talking about how WCW at this time still has all the old guys.
Mm-hmm.
You know, just the flunkies from the WWF, old legends. But they also at this time, their mid card is made up of everyone who would go on to be a big name.
like
main
in
eventer.
the mid 2000s.
They just don't fucking push them.
No,
Yep.
But they
exactly.
have all the talent. They have every single
Guerrero,
fucking guy.
Jericho,
But
Benoit.
the thing is, you've got your Hogans and Flairs and Savages that aren't going to let these guys get over on them.
Right.
Yep.
So did we miss anything there?
No, just the stupid usual outro we always have that
Stupid.
sucks.
And then you've got Hogan that brings in fucking Earthquake and all of his buddies as soon as he comes over.
Well, you know, Ed Leslie needed a gimmick.
Did he? I thought Ed Leslie is a gimmick.
He is.
Ed Leslie's
He's not
entire
a, he's
life
probably,
is a gimmick.
He's probably not a real person.
He's not even real.
He's not a real person.
not really
He's
Ed
an
Leslie.
ad.
So that's it. I know we kind of went off the rails there at the end, but you didn't miss much. It was just the same crappy outro we always see. So tell us what you think in the comments, and we'll be here next time. We're gonna go refill our drinky poos here, and we're gonna get back after it next week on Late to the Nitro Party. See ya.
Bye bye.